Caesar's Messiah, and it's about Romans creating Christianity and writing the Gospels. Is it so?
That's correct. The basic theory that the book presents and explores is that Christianity was an invention of a particular set of Roman Caesars, the Flavians, and that the Gospels were written by an intellectual circle that surrounded these Caesars, and that specifically that the Gospels contain a satire of Titus's military campaign through Judea, which ended with his destruction of the temple in 70 AD.
That's very interesting. So your book argues that the Romans created the Gospels, and that's obviously not a widely held view. Why did you come to the conclusion that the Flavian Caesars created Christianity?
Right. Well, there's three different avenues that you can take to that understanding. The first is simply logic. The Flavians possessed the motivation, the opportunity, and the capacity to have created the religion. They had very strong motivation because they were in fact fighting against a messianic movement in Judea that was obviously militaristic. They had the opportunity to create the religion because they were the complete rulers of the region that Christianity emerged from. And most importantly, they had the capacity to create Christianity. They had Jewish intellectuals on the payroll inside the imperial court, and they created many religions. Christianity would have just been one of a number of religions that they created, and these were not small cults that were just restricted to Rome, but rather the religions they created were empire-wide, that had thousands of priests and were in that regard a good learning experience for the individuals that wanted to produce Christianity.
Okay, well, let's begin with logic and motivational reasons. What were the motivations behind this?
Well, the basic motivation was that there existed a messianic movement in Palestine that would refuse to pay taxes and would refuse to worship Caesar. The worshiping of Caesar was a particular sore point in that the Caesars, and not just the Flavians, but all of them, of course, the famous Caligula, who is known to have been obsessed about his divinity. Nero, for example, another one who predated the Flavians that was just obsessed with his divinity. The Caesars insisted that they be worshipped in the temples throughout the empire. The Messianic movement of Judea refused to permit the worshipping of Caesar, and thereby started this entire war with Rome. Moreover, the rebellion set up a nation state. The Messianic movement of Judea was actually able to take control of the entire region. They kicked out the Herods, who were the Romans' puppet rulers, and they were able to create an actual nation that was minting coins and had a government. And this was a direct threat to the empire. Rome simply could not permit a nation to emerge inside the empire, because if they did, then this would have obviously been a clue to every other province of Rome that look, this is how we should be operating ourselves. We should rebel and set up a nation state. So this was all the motivation that led up to the war with the Messianic movement. And then it also carried on into the creation of the Gospels following the war, when the Romans attempted to restrict the region that the religion could operate within by replacing the literature of the religion with the Gospels.